Korean cinema has once again completely shattered my worldview. Power for pleasure deals and financial scams are supposed to be words tied to chaebol, but no one expected that all of this would be done by one girl. Not only did she play a gang boss like a fool, she even scammed 10 billion won in a short time. And she is the woman from the bold Korean film Countdown. If you had to choose between 10 billion won and your daughter, what would you choose? Alright, enough talk. Now let's see what choice the main character in this movie will make. Hyun is a beautiful 20-year-old girl. At her age, she should have been in school, but Hyun is different from ordinary people. Hyun likes showing up at all kinds of high-end places, and her goal is to find all kinds of wealthy men, gang bosses, construction bosses, and all kinds of successful people. As long as the other person has money, they become Hyun's target. Her purpose is to get close to them, then use every trick she has to scam their money into her own hands. Although Hyun is not exactly a top-tier beauty, she still uses her methods to scam 10 billion won, and among all her victims, this gang boss loses the most. Just as she is holding the 10 billion won and preparing to escape Korea, a group of police officers suddenly arrest her. Because of this, Hyun is locked up in prison. In the blink of an eye, 15 years pass. One day, a man suddenly comes to the prison to see Hyun. He says that as long as Hyun agrees to give him part of her liver, she can get 12 billion won. Facing such a huge amount of money, it would be a lie to say Hyun is not tempted, but the price is simply too high. However, seeing that she is about to be released from prison, and knowing there is still a gang boss outside waiting to hunt her down, she urgently needs someone to protect her. So Hyun tells him that she can give him her liver, but he has to help her find a man named Jo Myung-suk. After hearing this, the man does not hesitate and immediately agrees. This man is Gun-ho, a professional debt collector. Ever since he lost a part of his memory 15 years ago, there has never been another smile on his face. His way of doing things has also become extremely cold-blooded, without the slightest trace of emotion. In Korea, there is no debt he cannot collect.
국정두 씨 맞습니까?
넌 뭐야?
인창주리에 밀린 주리대금이 3억 4천만 원이네요. 법원 명령장하고 최고장.
야, 이 개새끼야! 거기서 안 내려와! 어?
This is Gun-ho's style. Once he targets someone, he will not stop until it is over. If talking nicely does not work, he picks up an electric baton and beats the person until they submit.
채무 인정하십니까?
Because of this reckless personality, Gun-ho's performance has ranked first in the company for years. But none of this brings him any joy. He likes money, so he has always worked desperately hard. But he does not know what he is making so much money for. In other words, it is as if a very important piece of his life is missing, but he has no idea what that missing piece is. One day, Gun-ho suddenly passes out in his car. When he wakes up, he is already in the hospital. The doctor tells him that he has liver cancer, and it is already late-stage liver cancer. He only has 3 months left to live. The only solution is to get a liver transplant, and the operation must be completed within 10 days. Any later than that, and there will be no hope at all. When Gun-ho hears this, he does not believe it at all, so he visits several hospitals one after another, but every result is exactly the same. Gun-ho feels that he must be hallucinating, so he goes to see a psychiatrist. The doctor tells him to smile more often. Maybe this forced kind of strength can bring a miracle. Although it sounds ridiculous, I actually agree with this method. After Gun-ho confirms that he really has liver cancer, the desire to survive instantly takes over his mind. Because Gun-ho once had a son, but his son had Down syndrome, and he died when he was very young. His organs were donated to 4 different people. As for how he died, Gun-ho cannot remember. What he has to do now is find those 4 people and ask them whether they are willing to donate half of their liver to him. After that, Gun-ho returns to the place where he used to live. Inside the room, he takes away a box of cassette tapes. This is the only thing his son left him. Then Gun-ho quits his job and even beats up his boss. After that, he starts visiting those 4 people one by one. Although this method does have a chance of working, Gun-ho still underestimates human nature. If you ask them to accept a donation, no one will refuse. But if you ask them to voluntarily donate their own organ, no one will agree. As expected, the first 3 people all reject him. Gun-ho is left with only the last person, although he knows the hope is slim. In the face of death, everyone has to lower their head. With his final hope, Gun-ho comes looking for this person, and that person is Hyun, who is still in prison. After learning Hyun's condition, Gun-ho immediately begins investigating. With the help of a friend, Gun-ho soon finds Jo Myung-suk. This man is not only an arrogant chaebol, but Hyun was sent to prison because he reported her. Clearly, the two of them have a deep grudge. Soon, the day of Hyun's release arrives. Gun-ho comes to the prison entrance early and waits for her. Also waiting for Hyun are the gang boss she scammed and his men. As expected, the two of them are quickly blocked by the gang boss. Seeing that the situation is wrong, Gun-ho immediately reverses the car and escapes. Luckily, his driving skills are solid, and the two of them successfully escape the gang boss's pursuit. But Hyun is as clever as a fox. In prison, she pretended to agree to donate her liver, but once she gets out, she refuses to honor the deal. She pretends to have a heart attack and tells Gun-ho to go to the pharmacy and buy medicine for her. However, the moment Gun-ho reaches the pharmacy entrance, Hyun drives away. Seeing this, Gun-ho wants to stop a car and chase after her, but the moment he gets in, he passes out again. Hyun disappears without a trace. Meanwhile, Jo Myung-suk has scammed a large amount of money and is preparing to flee overseas in a few days. Although we do not know what kind of method he used. Does this technique look very similar to Hyun's? Actually, there is no need to be surprised, because he was Hyun's mentor. At this time, Hyun has already found one of Jo Myung-suk's men.
혼자 오셨어요?
예.
사적인 질문이 있는데 솔직하게 대답해 줄 수 있어요?
그럼요. 뭐든지 대답할 수 있습니다.
당신 고추는 큰 편이에요? 난 좀 큰 게 좋아요.
Using her charm as bait, Hyun tricks the man into a room, then knocks him out with drugs. From his body, she gets the key to Jo Myung-suk's company. After that, Hyun goes straight to the company and transfers all the money from Jo Myung-suk's account. Then she even takes a photo as a souvenir. By the time Jo Myung-suk discovers that the money is gone, it is already too late. Furious, he gives his subordinate a brutal lesson. Meanwhile, Gun-ho also wakes up in the hospital. He leaves the hospital and finds his friend, asking him to make a tracker, because Hyun took his phone when she left. Gun-ho easily locks onto Hyun's location. Right now, time is life. He must catch Hyun back and make her donate the organ to him. At this time, after getting the money, Hyun goes to find her daughter. She gave birth to this daughter when she was 17, and after that, she never took care of her again. After getting out of prison this time, Hyun has also come to understand some things. She steals Jo Myung-suk's money not only to take revenge for herself, but also to make up for what she owes her daughter. Only with money can she give her daughter a better life. Although her daughter does not recognize her as her mother, Hyun only wants her daughter to live a good life. After seeing her daughter, Hyun drives to a gas station to refuel, but unexpectedly, the gas station employee turns out to be one of the gang boss's men. At this moment, because the gang boss failed to catch Hyun, he is angrily teaching his men a lesson with a pig leg. After getting the news, he immediately brings his men and captures Hyun. By the time Gun-ho follows the tracker and arrives, Hyun has already been buried in the ground. Seeing that his lifeline is about to be taken out, Gun-ho charges in with an electric baton. After a fight, Gun-ho takes down everyone. The gang boss is also shocked senseless by him. After that, Gun-ho brings Hyun back to his home, preparing to have the surgery the next day. At this point, Hyun no longer wants to run away. Even if Hyun has almost no humanity left, she cannot ignore a lifesaver like this. After all, removing half of her liver will not kill her. Soon, the two of them fall asleep. But on the other side, Jo Myung-suk has found Hyun's daughter. The next day, Gun-ho and Hyun are about to undergo surgery, but Jo Myung-suk's call suddenly comes in.
네 딸 이쁘게 생겼더라.
나 어릴 때랑 똑같아.
바꿔줄게.
이 사람들 뭐야? 아줌마 대체 뭐 하는 사람이야?
너 지금 어디니?
내가 준 퇴직금 갖고 빨리 와.
시간 없다.
Although Hyun loves money, compared with her daughter, money means nothing. Gun-ho understands her situation, so the surgery can only be postponed. But with the abilities of the two of them, there is no way they can fight Jo Myung-suk directly. So Gun-ho comes up with a plan. They find the gang boss and say they can repay him the money with interest. But the money has been taken by a cunning guy. As long as the gang boss helps them get the money back, he can receive even more money. The gang boss has been hunting Hyun for money. Facing this kind of temptation, there is no way he can refuse. Right after that, Gun-ho goes alone to meet Jo Myung-suk. He wants to use the money to exchange for Hyun's daughter, but Jo Myung-suk is not a man who keeps his word at all. He even wants his men to go and snatch the money. At this moment, the gang boss also arrives. Seeing this, Gun-ho does not waste any time. He directly throws the money onto the ground. The two sides immediately start fighting. After all, the temptation of 10 billion won is not something everyone can resist. But Jo Myung-suk is cunning to the extreme. Seeing that the fight has become deadlocked, he immediately takes Hyun's daughter and boards a smuggling boat. Because what Hyun stole is not all of his fortune. Seeing that her daughter is about to be taken away, Hyun immediately rushes forward. In the next second, she is knocked unconscious and taken onto the smuggling boat as well. At this point, Gun-ho still holds onto his last bit of hope. As long as he can save Hyun and her daughter, he can still continue living. Under the pressure of death, he has no time to think. Gun-ho successfully grabs onto a fishing net and climbs onto the boat. He swiftly takes down one of the men and smashes the ship's power system to pieces. The whole boat instantly falls into darkness. After that, he begins carefully searching for Hyun and her daughter. Finally, after searching around, he successfully finds Hyun and her daughter. But the power outage has already made Jo Myung-suk suspicious. At this moment, he also brings his bodyguard to the door. Facing the strong bodyguard, Gun-ho is no match at all. Hyun and her daughter are taken away once again. However, at this critical moment, the cassette tape left by Gun-ho's son suddenly starts playing. At this moment, Gun-ho suddenly remembers everything. Because his son had Down syndrome, Gun-ho had always disliked him. One day, Gun-ho scolded him, and his son ran out the door. After Gun-ho noticed, he followed him out. But by then, there was already no sign of his son. Originally, a child like him should never have gone out alone, because he did not have the ability to protect himself. But because of Gun-ho's moment of anger, his son left alone. When Gun-ho found the child again, he had already become a cold body. Gun-ho's mind suddenly feels as if it has been struck by a huge rock. He cannot believe that one moment of anger from him directly caused his son's death. Back then, the guilt became so extreme that his emotions instantly collapsed. His memory was cut off from that moment. So all these years, he has always remembered that he had a son, but he never knew how his son died. At this time, Hyun and her daughter are brought onto the deck. Jo Myung-suk takes out a syringe and wants to inject the daughter, then throw both of them into the sea. Luckily, Hyun rushes over in time, but a woman is still at a disadvantage. The two of them are quickly restrained. The daughter is then thrown into the sea by the bodyguard. Seeing this, Hyun jumps down without the slightest hesitation. At this moment, Gun-ho also struggles to get up. When he reaches the deck, in a daze, he sees Hyun and her daughter as his own son. Then he grabs a life buoy and jumps down. After he stabilizes the two of them, he himself sinks powerlessly into the water. Fortunately, the police arrive in time. Gun-ho is rushed to the hospital. The gang boss and Jo Myung-suk are also arrested. In the hospital, Hyun anxiously waits for Gun-ho to wake up. However, at this moment, Gun-ho no longer has the desire to live. The guilt he feels toward his son once again fills his mind. Maybe he does not want to continue living with this guilt. Or maybe he does not want Hyun to be hurt, and does not want her daughter to sink into pain as well. Gun-ho slowly pulls off his breathing tube and calmly accepts the arrival of death. Hyun becomes the final winner. Her daughter is alive. All of her enemies have been arrested and sent to prison. From this moment on, no one can stop her from walking toward a new life. And the story ends here. The movie Countdown uses the struggles of two people from the bottom of society to reveal the cruelty and helplessness of reality. It makes us understand that guilt and redemption have no real meaning. Life does not give you a second chance to start over. Cherish the people in front of you. Do not wait until you lose them before you learn to value them. And do not let guilt and regret trap you for the rest of your life. Only by facing the pain inside your heart and learning to make peace with the past can you live as your true self in the limited time you have. Alright, that is the end of today's movie. I look forward to seeing you next time.